morning. My name is Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and today we've got another update from Kuya Silver, which trades on the Canadian Stock Exchange under the symbol KUYA. Joining me once again today is Kuya's President and CEO, David Stein. David, thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me on, Megan. And yeah, look, I'm very excited with our news today.
Now, to start things off, could you give us an overview of the company's Bethania project in Peru?
Sure. So the project we did a joint venture in 2017 with the former owners, and then bought them out in 2020. So we've owned it for about a little over 2 years. It's a recent past producing silver mine that produced polymetallic silver ore, and in fact, and this is sort of apropos to the announcement we made today. The former owners were toll milling it at a few different mills in the area when they had it in production. So when we made the acquisition, our plan was really twofold. Number one is we want to ultimately build our own plant there, and that would allow us to increase production and then have a platform to grow even further through plant expansions. And so we have a fully permitted plant design now, ready to build in the future. And that's something that we've accomplished as a public company now. And then the second sort of leg on the stool is the exploration potential. Previous owners never really did much on that front, and we've been able to do a drill program and quite a bit of surface sampling, and we've already expanded the amount of mineralization known in the Bethania project to a huge degree. And that was always something that we were confident in when we bought the mine to begin with, that there was going to be a lot more there, and it's we're starting to prove that out. So when we look at where the project is at, where we see the opportunity to really optimize it and add value, it's to get it into production, toll milling first, and then build our own plant. And then while we're doing that, we want to do as much exploration as we can handle, because we see huge potential to grow the resources and ultimately the production here as well.
And today, the company announced a toll milling agreement for production at Bethania. Could you walk us through this announcement?
Sure. So the announcement is toll milling with one of the local mills. We talked to several over the last few months, and we're very happy with the terms that we have with Peru Sol, and it's actually located. I'll go back to the map here for a second. So here's Bethania mine, and here's in this area here where I'm kind of circling is where most of the mining and plants are located, and then down here Lima, there's the port of Callao is where most of the concentrate is shipped internationally. So we're sort of in the right we're exactly in the right ballpark where we want to be here, and so the logistics are really good. The terms are really good, and we're very happy to have a place now to send our rocks when we start mining, ideally in a few months.
Now, what about the next steps? Bethania was historically a toll milling operation, which I suspect greatly assists with your level of confidence for this production. But what are some of the next steps and perhaps timing to start toll milling?
Sure. So next steps would be to actually do, we're budgeting a few months of underground sort of cleanup, rehabilitation, we call it. And you can see that on this on our dual track value creation slide as one of the milestones that we plan in the near future here. So that's something we think will take a few months, just because the mine has been under care and maintenance, or on care and maintenance for several years now. And then once that's ready, we essentially can start drilling and blasting underground. The mine is fully permitted, so as soon as it's safe to start going and developing stopes, we're able to do that. And then that material that we mine, we can send to the toll mill and start having it processed. So we would have a few months of underground rehab, and then a few months after that, let's say 2 to 3 months after that, we should start having revenue from our first production.
And mineralization at Bethania is near surface and high grade. Are you able to share a rough idea on all-in cost per ounce for toll milling, or perhaps even the average grade you expect to be operating at?
Yeah, I think the best way to look at that is to look at our PEA, and you can see that in the first 6 months when we in the PEA we even had a plan to toll mill actually, and you can see the grade would be quite a bit higher than the average grade, and that's just due to some of the first stopes that are available to start mining happen to be higher grade and already close to the mine workings. So that gives you kind of an idea there. I don't think we will veer too far away from that when we start mining. In terms of the costs, that we're still working on, but we've got quite a bit of margin to work with here. I think they should be pretty comparable to the PEA. I mean, by the time we're in production, the PEA will be about a year old, so there may be some adjustments to that, but I think it will be pretty close. And at the current silver prices, we've got quite a bit of margin to play with, so this should be we should be able to make some decent cash flow when we start up.
And to cap things off, could you give our listeners a quick overview of why they should keep an eye on Kuya for 2023?
Sure. I think for 2023, this is going to be a year where we can deliver some progress, some really important progress with the Bethania project, getting it into production. Even if it's at a bit of a smaller scale than we expected a few years ago, I think that's still a huge step forward, and really differentiates us from the vast majority of juniors out there. That we'll have some production and some cash flow. We'll be building that experience, and we'll be able to grow from there on the production side. Now, at the same time, I think what makes Kuya even more exciting is the exploration potential that really dovetails with the production. And you can kind of see here on this map all the land that we have around the mine. The mine is the pink area here, of which only about a third of the pink rectangle has been drilled. And we've got all this land around it in gray. We've got the Carmelitas and Carmelitas Norte, which are targets that we've done some work on recently and had some really good surface results there. So we know there's mineralization there. Just need to go back and do more work and ultimately drill that and hopefully add it to our resource base. But at the same time, we've got so much growth potential right at Bethania itself. That's really where the low-hanging fruit is for us. Even though we're very excited about Carmelita, the low-hanging fruit is at Bethania, where it's open at depth and along strike, and we have quite a bit of mineralization along strike already at surface. So we've got a lot of different sort of ways that we can add value with Kuya in 2023, and I think given where we're at right now, it's really all upside from here.
Perfect. We appreciate you coming on the show today, David. And as usual, we will keep a close eye on future updates from Kuya and are looking forward to having you back on again soon.
Thanks for having me.